Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Outpost WFM, and this is going to be episode 2. And I've titled it Do You Trust Me? And that is mainly because I want to talk a bit about myself so that you guys can get to know me a bit better. I know a lot of you guys have listened to the Mars Outpost, but I think it's really important that you understand who I am, what I've done, where I've come from, so that when I put my content out, I build a better relationship with you guys and you build a better relationship with me, and we can eventually interact and connect on LinkedIn. Okay, so just to give you guys a bit of background on me personally, who I am passionate about business optimization, about WFM analytics, contact center, and just creating a work-life balance that balances more toward life. This pushes me to problem solve and to process map and to automate and to drive efficiency in my work because that will lead to a better personal life for me. I'm the type of person that actually stepped away from a job that focused more on time, on putting in the hours, rather than the amount of value that they got out of me. And I moved into a role whereby it focused more on the value that I gave them rather than the number of hours that I put out. Growing up, I went to trade school and I studied electronic engineering. I enjoyed tinkering with stuff, with the broken radio at home or whatever the case is. So that was what I wanted to do with my life, but I ended up in contact center. Um, and the creativity is still there because I wanted to build stuff from what was broken, and that's the problem solving skill that's ingrained in me. And on top of that, my hobbies include video editing, messing around with producing music, and it's a very amateur level, but it's just stuff that I do just to keep me busy on the side, to have a bit of fun. And when I'm at work, it's more about statistics and analysis and numbers and structure. And I think those two contrasting traits about me, about wanting to be creative on one side, but in my work side, I'm a bit more focused on the analytics. I believe that's what makes me different because when I put them together, I found myself with Outpost WFM, where I create a fictional story. It's based on just imagination and creativity, but then I pull in the analytical and the workforce piece into it. So I think that was a good mix, and I think Outpost WFM focusing on that type of content, I think that is a good mix. And I'm glad that you guys have listened to it. The Mars Outpost was a series, very fictional, to try and relate a workforce situation in a completely different environment like colonizing Mars, and writing that out and then turning it into a podcast was just enjoyable for me because it was fun and exciting. So that's me as a from a personal aspect. That's what I enjoyed doing. And just to give you guys some background about me in a work aspect and where I've been in the last 20 years. So I've been in WFM. I actually started off back in 2004 at a project called Project Swordfish, which is America Online, the AOL client that was outsourced to South Africa back in the early 2000s. I started in 2004 in the project. That was my very first job. I was a call center agent, moved up to a coach, and then got into workforce management while working for that client for AOL. And that's where I realized WFM would be the place that I would focus on because I really did enjoy it back then, and I still enjoy it. At AOL, it was about 400 agents when I was in WFM. I then moved on to a different project called Carphone Warehouse, also outsourced to South Africa. It was about 100 seats at the time. And then I went on working for a vendor that supplied WFM software to companies in South Africa, and I became second line support for the software. And that's where I built up a lot of technical expertise about how workforce management software is implemented and how it integrates into the contact center from a technical aspect. And I had a telecoms provider, which was about 300 seats. I had a financial institution, which is about 500 seats. And then I had a health insurance company, which I was second line support. It wasn't directly my client. There was a security company, also second line support, not my direct client. A telecom provider in Kenya, which was also second line support, and an IT support desk, which is also second line support for me. After the vendor and working with the WFM software providing support to WFM teams and getting the IT aspect of integrating WFM and troubleshooting software problems and getting it set up, integrated, and implemented. I then moved on to the company that I'm working for now, and I've been there for quite some time. And it's an insurance company that has quite a few different departments and verticals that they have. So just to run you guys through it quickly, when I worked on the service and retention side of the business, I had about 350 seats on the short-term insurance side, and then on the long-term insurance side, it was about 100 seats that I had. On the commercial insurance side, it was about 50 seats, and then on the comparative quotes side, it was another 50 seats. Once I moved away from the service and retention side, I pivoted into these sales departments and the back office teams. Together, the insurance sales teams and the back office teams, there were about 650 seats. And then after that, I did step away from the insurance company for a bit. I went back to another BPO, and some of my clients there, I had another financial institution with 180 seats. I had a bank, one of the new banks that launched in the country. They started off with 35 seats. And then I had two retail accounts. One retail account had about 90 seats, and the other retail account had about 150 seats. I worked in quite a few industries in doing workforce management and different channels. So the whole multi-skill and multi-channel setup, the omni-channel, I know that conversation has declined over the last year or so. I don't see a lot of talk about omni-channel anymore, but it was a thing and we did try it, as well as emails, call me back, clicks from the websites, um, messages, and I've done quite a few statistical and analytical courses through online channels like W3 Schools and DataCamp, Udemy, and a few of these online learning platforms. So that's me in a nutshell. That's me putting it out there, who I am, what I've done, where I've been in the last 20 years, why my name's coming up now. It's only for me to build trust with my listeners so that you know a bit about me, you know the personal side of me, and for me to be able to be more comfortable to deliver these podcasts and to be more articulate in these podcasts. So thank you so much for listening. I will definitely see you in the next episode of Outpost WFM.